Thank you. Hello. This is a picture of me before I did the operation. Anyone feeling old and I've done some lens operations knows that it's very nice to be without your glasses. Okay, we understand that AI is a revolution. It's not evolution. So everyone working in the data center business knows that we have been kind of easy going with the flow of the waves that Russell described, but not anymore, right? There are no shortcuts to retraining or training or education around what this is. And why is that? Well, we never seen the like of the mathematics that is necessary to do the large language models. No one expects the buyers, which is probably most of what's in this locale today, needs to understand the mathematics behind it, but the possibilities that you can create with large language model and generative AI today, you need a basic understanding of what that mathematics will bring you and would potentially get you into in a negative sense. There are two hype curves. It's for cloud and it's for on-prem. And we are mostly catered for the on-prem as Arrow, right? Traditionally. And I think still, because most of our partners are data center partners. If you look at the cloud one, it's well adopted, it's mature, everyone knows how to use it. Most of the software developers that have been creating applications in the cloud know how to do it. We understand the costs, we know what a token costs, or at least we know what we're paying every month to use ChatGPT. On-prem is still early. And the reason for that, as all the former speakers have said, that the data isn't ready. Why do you want to do AI on-prem? Well, you want to do it because you want to secure your data. Because everything you move up in the cloud, for whatever reason the cloud owners, the hyperscalers will tell you, you're giving it away in one way, shape, or form. Maybe not specifically the data, but at least the metadata of what you're doing with your data, which is also a security issue. And I had to get the FOMO one there, right? So FOMO is on the on-prem based on what's happening in the cloud. As I say on the top there, it's a rubbish slide, specifically because it's a lot of text. So I'm not actually going to talk about what we did. The reason we have the AiLab, or we created this AiLab, was based on experience we had when I, in my team, had a data scientist for a couple of years, actually, as in the pre-sales team, as a distributor. Extremely unique. And we started to understand what machine learning and deep learning was, and then the AI, Gen AI kind of revolution hit everyone. And she went somewhere else. So what we did, we pivoted and we looked into what kind of vendors do we have in our line card, what can make sense for our partners today to make money on. And today, that was January last year. So we elected to work with a couple of vendors and to build up an environment where we can draw some experience from doing interactions and events and use cases with our partners and our vendors. And we started off with doing this as an internal journey to, or offer to Arrow personnel to up the experience and the knowledge to be able to support our partners. But yeah, the vendors are actually not ready either. And it's not that we should have against them, but in a revolution, everything is chaotic, and we need to come together in the whole channel to do something with this. So what we offer, we built We have a lot of hardware. I'm going to show you the next slide, but you need to wait for that one. So we're doing reference use cases. We're doing interactions with partners that are on the software side. We're actually attracting now, for the first time ever, probably, as a distributor in the data center part, partners that are doing software development. And with this AiLab that we created, we can offer them an on-prem, not cloud-based, token-based, cost-based, whatever, a solution on-prem where they can use the customer data and do real integration work. We've done 35 plus, I think it's almost 40 now, in engagements with partners since February this year. One of them has actually come to some kind of production. 15 of them, highly skilled partners that knows the toolkits, knows how to run projects, are still in discovery mode together with our customers, right? That's the level of maturity on the market. And that's why the FOMO part makes sense, right? Everyone is looking at what's happening on the cloud side, and they think, oh, we're missing out. Yeah, but you want to use your own data, and you don't even understand that one yet, or structure it, or categorized it, or made it structured if it's unstructured, and made it accessible to any application to run, if it's AI or not. It could be a normal analytics or statistical analysis or whatever, to do maybe deviation analysis of revenue streams or whatever. They're not there yet. No one's there. Why? Data, training, knowledge. So, what we have, this is also a rubbish slide because it's too much information, this is an infrastructure slide. I'm not expecting you to understand everything or even care about it in some way, shape, or form, without one reason, and then one thing you should look at. As everyone's mentioning, GPUs is a thing, but GPUs is only for acceleration. You can do everything on a CPU. You can do everything around discovering what is important for your business processes, automated business processes, which is almost everything we're talking about, the reason for whatever we're talking about. But GPUs are there to make it quicker, faster. We have a lot of them. No other disti in the world, we know, because we talk to the vendors, have something similar like this. So we ended up in a perfect storm. We have had all the vendors that wanted to do something with us at the same time. So we ended up with a lot of infrastructure available. And it's been very, very good, both from a marketing perspective. We have stuff no one else has. The other thing is, it's interesting working with us from a vendor perspective, right? Because the vendors are on the same stage like most of the partners, because we are in the revolution, right? We have all the software necessary. We have all what we thought, all the CPUs and GPUs necessary, until we actually did a project, a big public sector project, whole of November, with 5 large public sector entities, government entities and hospitals and regions and stuff in Sweden, because this lab is situated in Stockholm, Sweden, where we actually ran out the resources. Because just installing all the software toolkits to be able to run this project with 5 separate projects going at the same time, discovering new opportunities for public sector using AI, We run out of CPUs and memory. So how is that? And why I'm telling you this is for on-prem, doing everything on-prem, you will need infrastructure. But how do you know what infrastructure you need unless you already have infrastructure to discover what infrastructure you need for your projects, right? So it's a catch-22 or chicken and the egg discussion, right? We can help you there. We have this. You can try things out. You can then discover what kind of configuration you need. That we can sell you, of course. We want to sell it. So the whole environment here is around €1 million. Right? It's a lot of money. It's not necessary to have to do a project in AI. Well, it shouldn't. We end up with a toolkit, and this is also a very important thing to say. AI is not a vision. AI is a tool, maybe, to get you to that vision you have, right? Futures. I am actually a data center nerd. I like hardware. I like semiconductors. I also do software developer. I actually started my career as a software developer. And I like miniaturization. So the thing is, when you're looking in large language model, the large part doesn't mean it needs a lot of large equipment. The large is, it's a large language models, the large mathematical representation of a neural network, right? It's trying to represent how, in mathematics, how your brain works. The key here, from an ESG perspective, is low power. The big, heavy GPUs aren't necessary unless you need to train something, right? Big, heavy lifting, a big machine, a big engine, if you want to train new models. Training models are a thing of the past. You know, use foundation models, and there are millions of them there, and you add things to them. And you can do that on very low power today. You don't need to have a GPU. You can use an accelerator instead. It could be on a programmable, logic board. And you can do it on 3 watts instead of 1,000 watts. And that's very important to understand when you go into what's called inferencing, actually using the models instead of training, which is making the models, that there are alternatives today where you can do it on-prem in your house with fairly large, intelligent, because they're large, they're intelligent, large language model for private use, where you're not giving the hyperscalers or the cloud anything about, and the metadata about what you're doing in your house. The other thing that I want to press hard on is the assisted database preparation part. You can use large language models to help you categorize the data in a way so you can use it for large language models, right? So that's kind of a, what do you call it, a circular reference, right? So you can actually have DB2, Oracle, SQL, have built-in functionality to help you on your journey to create a data pool that you can use for your projects. So you don't need to do it manually. And one of the things, if you're not having an AI project today, please prepare for it. Every single AI software running out there is going to be on container-based platforms. If you're not into container-based platforms yet, build that platform now. Look into Kubernetes. Don't go for Docker. Go for OpenShift. And build that platform and make the change from virtual machines to OpenShift, or in this case, Kubernetes or container-based platforms, with the reason of looking into AI, if that will give you money into the IT organization. So, and as you've seen the 42, right? Anyone I've been thinking, yeah, I know you know, thinking about what 42 means. I will stand over there afterwards, and I will give you a cap. It's exclusive caps. If you can tell me what it is, and I'm not giving it to any Arrow personnel. There's a reason there's a 42 there, and let's talk about that. So, back to Philip.